Hey guys, this is the Binti podcast, and I am going to be reporting on Heart and Household, season 2, episode 8. Okay, so what are these girls like really arguing about? That's what I really want to know, because they seem to always have a problem with everything, and they're in a constant state of arguing. And I think that now Manure, I think her name is Manure. She's being very I don't know. She's being very quiet with the sit down with the girls when they went out to dinner and they were all sitting around that table, all together. Normally she has something to say about her being tiny or something of that sort, but this basically is what. Trying to keep these papers here. This basically is a different type of person now, you know, because most of the time Manu is basically has something to say, but she's been very calm during a sit-down dinner, so I thought that's different of her. And here goes the Precious comment again. Apparently, something the actress Precious. Now they mentioned Monique. I don't know. Was that Monique the comedian played Precious? I don't know. Was the movie Precious? But for some reason, in the Black community, you know, as women, apparently really don't like when they call you Precious. So that seems to be what they're arguing about, and they just can't stop arguing. And that's the problem I'm having with that. So Labrina, Chloe, Manure are all talking about it, and they're still talking about it. But and that happens, but I'm just like, can they leave it alone? Because sometimes they're talking about things too long, you know what I mean? Let's see here. Yeah, so they talk about things too long, and I think people get tired of it. And so I just want to report on that. And my question is, are these girls even like, do they even like each other? Because it seems to me that they don't even like each other. I feel like they don't really like each other. Like did they just all get cast in the show at the same time, or were they friends beforehand? Because when they get together, I can't imagine arguing with my friends like that, you know, forever. Like they always have an issue, is something going on, and for someone to say Precious is like anything, give it some type of validity, and they will argue forever about it. So I think that that's like, you know, an issue there. So I think that's kind of like mean girl, you know, behavior. I feel as though it's very mean girl behavior, and they're kind of just like being mean, you know, like it's kind of like they invited each other into their lives to pretend to be friends, but they really was not friends. And now on a TV show, you know, people change on TV. So now with the TV show, now people are just like, letting you know, okay, we're not really your friend. I mean, because I feel as though I don't want a friend that's going to break me down like that. And so they're like constantly breaking each other down. Like every time you hear them say something, it's always about something, and they're breaking each other down. And every comment seems to be an attack, and there's never any resolution. I don't see how that can be a real friend group. Now, they might be friends, saying that they're friends, but calling themselves friends. So this looks like a frenemy type of situation. People to go out with, but, you know, when something, you know how you have frenemies, you know, you can hang out with them, but when something really happens, they're missing in action. So, you know, I think Chloe has a beautiful spirit, but, you know, she does talk about people behind their back a lot. And so when I mention that about her, I agree. Chloe, you do talk about people behind their back a lot to other people, and apparently they talk about people behind their back too, because they tell the other people what you said. So this seems like a real gossipy group of so-called friends, you know. Because I definitely don't think that they are like I don't think there's any type of real friendship here. Yeah. But, and so that's the only issue I have, because if they actually come out and be like, hey, I'm not really friends with these girls, they're just girls that we hang out with, but they act like, oh, we're friends and I've been friends with you for 3 years. And I'm like, I don't even see how you guys were ever friends because it doesn't show. They do go out a lot. And, Chloe threw a major party. I think it was a Valentine's Day party. That was a nice party she threw. So I don't know. I can't remember what she does for work again. But, as soon as the girls came in there, in the frenemy group, um, it seems like they had something to say about her or about, and Chloe's always crying because they're like, whatever, it's like they're not even listening to her. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as she says something, they're just waiting to have a retort to that. And so she seems to be crying every episode. And I think she needs to know. I don't think that, these girls are not really your friend. They really are not your friend. They're just there. Anything you say, they're waiting to bring it back to you the next day. And say that she's the one who's always starting something. But, and I think Manura has kind of checked out. I don't really hear her talk too much about anything. But apparently, she's having, saying that she might not like her husband anymore. So I think a lot of times these women are having things that are basically something that they are having issue with in their own marriage or home, and then they just come out to attack one another. And I never see any real resolution with these girls because I was like, are they still talking about the Precious comment? And they say they're going to move on after therapy, and then they never move on about anything. So I'm just like, this is season 2. I don't see anything with friendship, anyone trying to help one another through things. No giving of grace, I don't feel they're giving each other grace about anything. And it's just like, I don't know. I think it's like a social circle type of friendship only. And then again, when something happens, they're not the ones for you to call on for anything. And when Chloe turned around and called, I can't remember her name, but, she's like, help me with this or give me some grace. And then she said the B word, give me some grace, B. Yeah, I'm like, that might be an issue with they're talking about with Chloe, that, she will say, curse them out, and then ask for grace. So I don't understand why she thinks that they can accept her friendship or her apology if she's going to turn right back around and then say the B word to them. So, this is in Houston, Texas, again, a lot of entrepreneurs, these women, and a lot of them are very successful on their own, but I think they're just chastising each other just to do it, and not to really be the one there for each other in times of need. So I think that I still don't know why they hang out together. Because honestly, like Chloe was like, I'm going to remove myself from this group. I don't really care to be a part of it anymore. And I would definitely say the same thing. I would be like, I'm not coming out with these girls as a friend group. And I feel like they are like a lynch mob or something. Like you're coming out to get attacked. And eventually I agree, I wouldn't keep coming out with them. Well, now you're on a TV show, now you have to hang out with them, but I think these friendships are gone, honestly. If there was ever anything there, they're definitely gone because I think people just don't want to be around people that are supposed to be their support group, but they're the ones that are attacking them every time they go out together. Yeah. And it just seems like, no one's like really ever going to each other's houses or helping each other out. And I can't remember the other lady's name because she hasn't been on for a few episodes, but that's the one that went and got to the divorce. from her husband that stole like $500,000 from her, um, allegedly. And now he's claiming that he built the company, that her makeup company she has there. She has a celebrity makeup company. He's claiming that he built the company, although he took $500,000 out of the account, and he cheated on her like 17 years ago, but she can't get over it. And now he's claiming that, she cheated on him too. And so, but when she came out, she probably wasn't out for a while. The girls immediately just attacked her. And they're like, oh, they try to act so friendly, and she's like, what? And then they started telling her about, is there anything you're hiding about your husband? I'm like, I did not come out here for this, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't get how they act like that. And finally they say, he sat down with another friend and the husband, and she's like, she didn't even know that friend, her ex-husband now, was even friends with him. To say that she's the one that cheated too, and basically she's like, that's not really what happened and stuff like that. And it's like, it's a waste of time, really. I would, as long as every one of them know that, this is not their real friends. And so these are people that get dressed up to go hang out with and basically curse each other out and act like they're friends, and they're always offended, and they gossip behind each other's backs and things of that sort. So I don't know how they got together. But I haven't really seen any type of real friendship between any of these women. So I think probably some other women need to come on the show and film the girls separately with their real friends, basically, and their family, because when these girls get together, there's nothing friendly about it. But I like all the girls individually, you know what I mean? So I definitely like all the girls individually, but I just don't like them together, Like I'm still trying to get all the girls' names, but she went to therapy with her ex-husband, with her daughter being 13 now. I think she called her daughter Sophia. So I like her, and seeing her with her family and seeing her with her daughter and trying to work through issues and things of that sort. But when she gets around other people, it's just this other side of her comes out, and think people I thought she liked, all of a sudden she's arguing with them like she never knew them. And so that is a little bit hard to digest and things of that sort. So I'm just like, I feel like, again, I feel like these women go, and they've probably been doing this for years, and now this is on TV, but I think these girls have been doing this for years, where they go out to curse each other out and take each other down. And that's really the premise of it. It's like a gossip group of mean girls. Now, I don't know if they're mean, in general, but they're mean around each other. And so it looks like a group of mean girls that just antagonize each other, and someone's always crying about something when they go out. And I'm just like, I don't know what to call them. I think they're frenemies. I don't think none of them are really real friends. And that's what we're going to apparently keep seeing, is them just go out together to basically attack one another and gossip about each other behind each other's back and act like they're supporting one another. And then as soon as they can, they'll go and talk in a group about how, well, I forgot what they said about Chloe. Chloe's one of my favorites. She's definitely one of my favorites, And I don't like to see her cry every episode, almost. But, she still comes out, does her hair, looks cute. And then they're just like, now what can we say today, to make Chloe cry? And so, and at the end of the day, that's what she ends up doing. She starts crying about something. And they, me being from New York, there's some mean girls in New York. Like, I'm just surprised that they're this mean in in Houston. But I think what the difference is that when girls don't like you in New York, you know. But these girls try to hide it, try to hide the fact that they really don't like each other. Yeah, and so they sugarcoat it and make you get emotional thinking that they are your real friend. And then as soon as you get emotional, that's when they start attacking you more and, screaming at you and things of that sort. So for that age group, I'm really surprised by the fact that they do things like this. It's like, they're very sneaky, because it's like I said, it's frenemies. Frenemies, they act like you're friends and then make you open up and discuss things with them that you normally wouldn't discuss with someone who knew that they were not your friend. And then they go into attack mode, and then they just start attacking one another. It's like clockwork. Every episode is something that they're mad at. Yeah. It seems like a lot of anger there. They seem to be dealing with a lot of stuff individually, and it seems like a lot of anger there. And maybe they think that this is a therapy session for them. They have no one at home, or they can't really curse their husband out like they might want to, so they'll make sure that they get in their friend group, and okay, this is their time to vent and complain and anger each other. And I'm like, but I like them individually, and that's probably why I keep watching the show. But I'm tired of these powwows, I guess, so you call it, when they get together and they're just like, it's always something. I never see them like really having a good time. They greet each other like, oh hi, blah blah blah, this, blah blah blah, that. And then it's 2 minutes in, it's something that someone said or did, and I think Chloe's the one that really gets emotional, and then they just beat up on Chloe, and it's the same thing every single time. So I would like to see this group get more mature, and actually, if they go to therapy, actually, use some of that, and try to change something, and maybe more vent than try to attack one another in frustration, because I do think that, they are individually going through things and they're going about it the wrong way. And so I feel as though if they were able to open up more and say, what's, instead of pointing a finger at other people, because they always point their finger at other people, if they can just talk about it and say what's going on with them. Yeah, that would be different, but I hope that in the coming months, episodes and seasons, that they work on that type of behavior. But, okay, now make sure to subscribe right now, guys. Hit that subscription button. And then share this video with 10 people and tell them to do the same thing. And make sure to make love your guiding source. Bye, guys.